Okay, about 10 minutes on the card. Nothing flowing in the creek. Moss on the tree trunk over there, and the sunlight fading fast behind us to the left. Back vistas, because I know you like them. Oh. Anyway, what happened last trip, apparently I went right when I should have gone left, basically. I still haven't figured out why I didn't come up and over that rockage like I was supposed to do, but we may go back there again sometime in the near distant future when I can summon the energy in the street. My legs were like jelly yesterday, a couple of days after, you know. So yeah, more of the housing estate in the distance there, more of this meandering creek line that goes sort of all over the place, from down deep to shallow, and beyond there's an in between sort of thing. It's even going down sort of in there somewhere as well. So now hopefully, when we're taking this trail, we've gone slightly different. This is a different one, fellas. Now, I think I filmed this in 2010, probably, with the old camera trapped on the laptop. I think I don't know if I've ever uploaded it. Don't think I was uploading really to YouTube until about 2011. Don't know why. Yeah, some things I go back and scratch my head, you know, why didn't I upload this to... Maybe it's because people say, oh, that sort of stuff is not good enough in quality, and so there's people on the other side of the world screaming out, oh, any quality is better than nothing. You know, at least we get to see what it looks like, even though it's on a 2 by 2 inch square in good quality, but when we blow it up it's all pixelated. But you know, at least we get an insight of what it looks like. Well, that's another thing. I know these people that have gone out to done this big grand Sarracenia trip, and they're going through this thing called like Splinter Hill Bog, and they're walking in there, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, all this, you know, this palaver you have about nutrient poor and depauperate soils, and I'm thinking none of the plants are deficient in the green. You know what I mean? They're all green, and some of them are quite rich greens, and I'm thinking, well, for so-called nutrient poor side, how come none of the plants are showing like are yellow, you know, or going into white? They're dying because they can't make the chlorophyll sort of thing. And then I'm thinking about, you know, what about Ireland? They talk about Ireland, you know, used to have all the most bogs in the world sort of thing, per square unit area sort of thing. And they talk about the emerald, oh, the green of Ireland is so different to other places. And I'm thinking, yeah, I reckon it's all interrelated, and when we crack it, and I think it's even related to terra preta soil as well. I think, have you noticed that there's so many things online, they're all burning charcoal or national stuff, and nothing seems to work like it's supposed to with the original soil. Have you noticed that? They're just not getting the growth response that everyone thinks they're going to get. Have you noticed that? If you critically look at their results, it's just sort of, these plants aren't growing massive on this soil, and the soil doesn't seem to be, you know, growing itself like they say it does in South America. It like keeps growing itself. So it just makes me wonder, it leaves me scratching my head. I think, oh yeah, the scientists have stumbled onto something, but I don't think they've quite got the story right, you know. Either that, or they're leaving some vital piece of information out, which means then they're not really, if you're holding back on information like that without saying that you're holding back, I mean, you can do that and say, because we got a grant from such and such a thing, we've got to hold back on certain information. At least you're being honest then. But to hold back with information to people going about their daily lives, basically wasting their lives, because they've got this grand story that motivates them, gets them going, and basically all their work and motivation is just for naught, really. I think we're back to where one of the areas we started from. And we'll just move on out through here to the car, I think, hopefully. But yeah, I think people just, and by the time the real story comes out, either those original scientists, they'll be in the dotage or be dead, and there'll be no recompense, you know. Yeah. Well, as I say, all, you know, Wilfarth and Helwig, you know, the two blokes spent 25 years solving the legume problem, a bit like the work done with Koch and Pasteur, in a way, parallel. Put those two together, sort of thing. And so it takes two blokes 25 years to do something. I reckon, as I said, the CP conundrum problem is going to take one person twice as long, like 50 years or so. Well, I've been working on it for 41 years, and well, we'll see if we get anywhere next week. If we get into newspaper cellulose and start growing the common CPs in newspaper cellulose, and then we'll go out to, you know, things like rhubarb and weeds and all that sort of related stuff, and basically, I think we've been making our own sort of terra preta in a way. Or we've got the basic building blocks of what's really going on with terra preta. But if you can link it all back to what the native South American Indians actually probably were doing, you might get a much better story than then if you get the building blocks right and say, well, you do this, this, this and this, now put your bloody maize plants in your things there, and suddenly you get these maize plants that are growing like, you know, 4 or 5 metres tall, and yeah, growing like bloody steam. And maybe they'll take you seriously, saying, well, you know, that's a lot better than telling me to just burn this stuff, put this stuff in, and nothing really seems to work. You telling me to do, and I do it, and bloody hell, everything seems to grow well in it. Maybe that's where we want to get to, fellas. Maybe we will get there, I don't know.